Did I ever tell you how cool scorpions are? Monsters in general, but scorpions in particular. You know, I actually have a preserved scorpion in my room. Wait, why am I talking about this? Oh my god, it's Reptilicus, and we got a tournament battle here between Cedain on the Tomb Kings, by the way, cool Discord profile picture, and Saphir on Bretonnia. This was played on the Urbane Fantasies Silence in the Fury Flash tournament. I'll drop his Twitch down below, check it out, there's gonna be a lot more tournaments covered and hosted in the future. Now, when it comes to the army builds between these two players, this is a pretty cool game. Bretonnia features a lot of immune to psychology troops, which are definitely gonna remove the undead fear advantage, and there's even got a Grail Reliquary. Now, when it comes to the Goon Squad, there was Gotrek, who's gonna devastate Tomb Kings, which also brought a pretty standard build, a lot of Spearmen, Skeleton Warriors, and a Doom Squad here with 2 Tomb Scorpions, Tomb Prince, Cetra on a horse, and a Necrotect on his chariot. That is gonna be intense, and speaking of intense, we got the Cavalry crashing right in. Questing Knights are gonna demolish the Skeleton Spearmen, it's no question, but then again, what doesn't demolish Skeleton Spearmen? Yeah, let's not get into that. The Goon Squad is connecting to the Skeletons, they're gonna start dueling the other characters here. Questing Knights once again demolishing the Skeletons, nothing they can do about that, just take it like good little bones. And here we got the Battle Pilgrims and Peasants connecting. Peasants, one of the matchups the Skeleton Spearmen have absolutely no problem killing. Then again, what has trouble killing Peasants? We have a Skeleton Spearman unit coming into Peasant Bowman here, and they're stopping just short of contact. Okay, archers moving into them, and we get the Carrion interrupting Bowman now, so this is insane. Carrion has got a really good value here, but Questing Knights are coming in. Now the value is not gonna exist, and Questing Knights, once again, they're getting a perfect charge through here, even though Cavalry is a little bit bugged right now. We talked about this a lot. Questing Knights are still one of the superior cavalry units in the game with the current state. They're just fantastic. When it comes to the dueling squad here, Tomb Scorpions are just amazing at killing characters, and they can do okay against like other targets, but they're getting destroyed by the combination of Gotrek and the Fey phase, or Paladin. They're still managing to hold on though, Necrotect is healing them, Cetra is doing some good damage. Tomb Prince, he's mainly here for the buff, he can do some work thanks to his halberd, but it is what it is, don't expect too much. The Chariots are caught by the Questing Knights here, and this is just terrible for them. Chariots are one of the win conditions for the Tomb Kings, they're trying to disengage, and the Realm of Souls is gonna help them a little bit with the healing, but not too much. Meanwhile, Skeleton Horse Archers is getting some shots off into Questing Knights, not the best use, but you know, sometimes you gotta play the cards you're dealt. Here we go, the Chariots are not going into the Peasants, they're maneuvering around. Carrion is just getting destroyed by Questing Knights as it is. You're not gonna expect too much. And we've got two Shopti popped here at the backline. They're trying to bog down the Questing Knights and do some damage to the characters. Fei, absolutely no problem. She's perfectly alive. Paladin, absolutely destroying the Scorpions. Perfect pick on the single entities here, honestly. When it comes to the battle line, Pilgrims, devastated Skeletons, Peasants are holding on, surprisingly. These guys are holding on, they got the Grail Reliquary buff, it does help a little bit. Now the Questing Knights are coming in for another charge, they're just gonna demolish the Necrotect. There's nothing the Necrotect can do, he's already a pretty okay support character, but still. Tomb Chariots are going into the Peasant mob. Yeah, I think we all know what's gonna happen here. Peasants absolutely mowed down. Still a little bit too late on the Chariots. Meanwhile, Bowmen are just having free fire here. The center is slightly getting pulled through on the Bretonian side. The Scorpions with their insane animations are just capable of basically not getting bogged down, but will it be enough? Overall, when you're looking at the battle now, the Tomb Kings still have a lot of chaff and the entities are here, but Bretonnia just butcher the Chariots, one of the main win conditions, pretty much. Questing Knights and Knights of Fleur-de-Lis are just having unrivaled battlefield control. There's some Horse Archers still available, but they're practically not doing that much damage, they're just shooting at heavily armored cavalry, so... Goon Squad is slowly giving way though. Tomb Prince is about to get destroyed. Cetra is taking so much damage now. Cetra was taken on a horse. It's pretty cost effective when it comes to just like cutting the price, but when it comes to killing here, it's not really gonna do that much. Tomb Scorpions also on their final breath. I think at this point it's pretty safe to say that Bretonnia is just taking this one. Good game to both players. It was pretty fun to watch, pretty fast-paced, and now let's take a look at the kill score. Alright, let's get down to business and start with Bretonnia first. Fae Enchantress did insane damage dealt. You gotta remember, she was fighting a lot of chaff with the aura, she was fighting the single entities. Overall, this was quite good damage. Damage value also was fine. She also helped out her line with healing, you know, the typical Fae buffs, buffing Gotrek to absolutely demolish the line. Yeah, it was awesome. Paladin did quite fine, considering Paladin was mainly fighting Scorpions. He is meant to be there for the buff and also to kick some large construct behind, apparently, and he did fine. Gotrek is where things get absolutely crazy, though. This guy will demolish anything large you send his way. Armored, unarmored, mummy, daddy, mummy or non-mummy, it does not matter. Gotrek, absolutely crazy this game. Reliquary, yeah, let's not talk about the damage. You don't bring Reliquary for this, you bring it for the magic aura, and you bring it for the immune to psychology stuff. Overall, it's a very niche pick, and it can work as a support unit, as a damage unit though. Do never expect this to do good. Peasants, let's not talk about peasants, because peasants. Battle Pilgrims, insane damage dealt. The value is not exactly there, but honestly, you gotta remember, they were fighting chaff, skeletons, they just mowed the lawn with the skeletons, absolutely no problem. Damage value, not there. Performance, absolutely there. When it comes to performance though, the bowmen, overall, they didn't exactly do too well. Some of them were focus firing the single entities, not the best choice. Some of them were on the chaff, which was quite fine. Overall, though, yeah, it is what it is. Now, here's the real superstars of the show, Questing Knights. As you can see, they did pretty much insane damage dealt and damage value across the board. Now, Cavalry is in a little bit of a weird state right now because of the whole charge bug that's been going on for ages, but Questing Knights are overall one of the best cav units, and they're just capable of demolishing infantry if you use them correctly. They're capable of demolishing large targets if you use them correctly. Honestly, Questing Knights just absolutely amazing. Fleur-de-lis were okay. They were brought for the immune to psychology, and I really like the concept of this build. Like, immune to psychology is just so good against undead. And speaking of undead, let's look at Cedain's Tomb Kings. Now, Cetra was brought on a horse. Not the best choice for damage. I understand the point behind bringing him there, and honestly, he did, like, okay. This is just, like, okay. He was buffed with Job's Incantation for a lot of damage, he was buffed with Neru's Incantation of Protection, and he was tanking quite a bit, but at the end of the day, it was not enough performance from Cetra. Necrotect, let's not talk about the Necrotect's damage value. You don't regularly bring a Necrotect for the damage unless you can get into guaranteed squishy infantry. You bring him for the healing on constructs and also potentially the other buffs. The healing was there. Did it make a difference? Not really. Tomb Prince on Chariots, so I would say Tomb Prince did quite fine here considering the goon squad he was fighting and what he was brought on. Like, Tomb Princes are pretty cool. I really like this unit, and Cedain definitely got some good value out of him. When it comes to the skeletons, honestly, overall across the board, considering they were fighting pilgrims and peasants, skeletons did quite fine with their damage value. Most of them were like pretty close to getting the damage value back. I would say they did quite fine. When it comes to chariots, yeah, the first one that got caught by the cav, nothing. The other one did a lot of damage value compared to the damage dealt. Honestly, if the chariots were used better this game, I have a pretty decent feeling that the match could have gone the other way around. Chariots are definitely capable of destroying Bretonian infantry lines without an issue. When it comes to the horse archers, yeah, not the best value, not the best damage done, but you gotta remember they were mostly firing at armored cav, not their ideal target, but they still managed to make a dent. And speaking of dents, let's not talk about my favorite unit, the Carrion. Tomb Scorpions, not the best, honestly. They were brought for the typical goon squad factor to fight the other single entities. The Tomb King DLC launch Scorpions are a thing of the past. Like, they're not gonna butcher infantry like they used to. Their animations are still fantastic for combat, but That's not what you bring them to do. You bring them for the single entities, which Cedain did. They didn't perform as good, but it is what it is. Anyway, GG to both players. We got a lot more tournament coverage coming up soon, and until then, well, gotta be patient, man. There's a lot of tournament games.